MAGA is having a full-blown meltdown right now over some of Donald Trump's latest picks for his administration. Trump decided to choose Fox News medical contributor Dr. Jeanette Nesheiwat as a Surgeon General, which you would think that MAGA would be excited about, except, nope, they are very furious. Just to give you a sample, this is what they're saying online. Are you out of your mind? We lost everything for refusing COVID vax, and you pick this pro-vaxxer? What a slap in the face is this to MAGA? Another post says that Trump is making a colossal mistake for picking Dr. Jeanette Nesheiwat as Surgeon General. She was a genetic vaccine zealot. And another post saying, boo, she advocates for the clot shot. Another post on Twitter said, wow, Trump's pick for Surgeon General, Jeanette Nesheiwat, praised Facebook for censoring anti-vaccine sentiment and wanted other companies to do the same. Silencing those raising legitimate concerns about an experimental vaccine is wrong. Shame on her.
First of all, vaccines save lives, and I am so excited, and I thank and I commend Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg for taking action, because this affects everyone. This affects our children. It affects adults. I mean, just look at the recent measles outbreak, the biggest outbreak that we've had in decades with measles, and that's no joke. Measles can cause brain inflammation and pneumonia and ear infections and hearing loss and death. So it's about time that they are taking action, and I hope and pray that other social media platforms will follow suit and do the same thing.
If you didn't catch who tweeted that, it was Dr. Simone Gold, a leading figure in the anti-vax movement and spreader of misinformation. Also, Dr. Simone Gold pleaded guilty to storming the Capitol on January 6th and was sentenced to prison. I think that should tell you everything you need to know. And this is what Trump said in his announcement to cause MAGA to go into a full-blown meltdown. Dr. Nesheiwat is a fierce advocate and strong communicator for preventative medicine and public health. She is committed to ensuring that Americans have access to affordable, quality healthcare and believes in empowering individuals to take charge of their health to live longer, healthier lives. And if you're wondering what Nesheiwat's qualifications are to empower individuals to live longer and healthier lives, well, she sells vitamins on Fox News.
Prior to COVID, I was always telling my patients who were fatigued or stressed out or run down, or maybe they were just fighting a cold. I like natural conservative measures. I say, take some vitamin B12, take some vitamin C. It'll help boost your immune system. Drink some hot tea. And so I kept repeating that over and over. And finally, I came up with BC Boost just to help strengthen their immune system. And this has vitamin B12, vitamin C, some vitamin D, which so many Americans are deficient in. We just had a recent study that came out that showed a deficiency in vitamin D is detrimental to the outcomes with all kinds of illnesses, not just coronavirus. So yeah, that's why we came up with BC Boost. You can get it at bcboost.com, and everyone needs it.
Now, again, at first glance, you would think that a TV doctor would be right up MAGA's alley, except nope.
Now have clear-cut, compelling data, a trial of 10,000 participants. This was just posted on the CDC website that showed those who had a third dose, a booster shot, had significantly more improvement, more protection, more antibodies than those who did not have that third dose. So we definitely know, especially going into the winter holidays, having that extra protection can help minimize infection, can help minimize spread. So if you are especially over the age of 50, the CDC now recommends you should definitely get a booster. But over the age of 18, you can definitely get one as well, especially if you have asthma, diabetes, obesity.
Fox News doctor pushing jabs of all kinds, masks, etc.? What the hell? Florida SG better for the job. Bad choice. Did we learn nothing from the deaths and injuries? As I'm sure you all remember, the hundreds of thousands of COVID deaths under Trump were real. And it got so bad that while Trump was president, we were storing bodies in refrigerated trucks. But according to Trump,
I don't take responsibility at all.
The responses online from Trump supporters about his picks really show you how broken they are. One Trump supporter posted, "Dear President Trump, many of us are very disheartened and upset about this pick. This doctor has been a major advocate for pushing COVID vaccines upon people, which are being proven cause much harm. She also was a big advocate for masking and other terrible COVID policies. Please don't let this happen. Masks work, vaccines are safe, and they save lives. Also, the COVID-19 vaccine is estimated to have saved around 20 million lives in just its first year. But leave it to MAGA and people like RFK Jr. to want to make polio great again."
You have gained notoriety for your skepticism about vaccines. And over the summer in an interview, you said, quote, "There's no vaccine that is, safe and effective." Do you still believe that?
I never said that.
So stop me. We have the clip. Please play the clip.
I've talked about that the media slanders you by calling you an anti-vaxxer. And you've said that you're not anti-vaccine, you're pro-safe vaccine. Difficult question. Can you name any vaccines that you think are good?
I think some of the live virus vaccines are probably averting more problems than they're causing. There's no vaccine that is, safe and effective.
But let me ask you if you think it's wise for people to take these vaccines, because you had this to say on a different podcast about whether people with young babies should be getting them shots. Watch.
For many, many years, I think parents were so gaslighted and they were scapegoated and they were vilified and marginalized, so that even parents of kids who were very, very badly injured knew what happened to their kid, but they were just reluctant to talk about it. And I think now those days are over. Our job is to resist and to talk about it to everybody. If you're walking down the street, and I do this now myself, which is, I don't want to do, I'm not a busybody. I see somebody on a hiking trail carrying a little baby, and I say to them, better not get them vaccinated. And he heard that from me. If he hears it from 10 other people, maybe he won't do it. Maybe he will save that child.
Maybe he will save that child. You think preventing vaccines for a child will save that child? Do you still say this to parents today?
What I say again is I had 3 vaccines, Casey, when I was a kid, and I was fully compliant. My kids got 72. The current recommendations are, I think, around 77. And
I have a vaccine record for my child, and there are not 77
there are 72.
And since we're on the topic of science, I want to quickly thank today's sponsor, Lumen. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through your breath. And on the app, it lets you know if you're burning fat or carbs and gives you tailored guidance to improve your nutrition, workouts, sleep, and even stress management. And all you have to do is breathe into your Lumen first thing in the morning and you'll know what's going on with your metabolism, whether you're burning mostly fats or carbs. Then, Lumen gives you a personalized nutrition plan for that day based on your measurements. You can also breathe into it before and after workouts and meals, so you know exactly what's going on in your body in real time. And Lumen will give you tips to keep you on top of your health game. Your metabolism is your body's engine. It's how your body turns the food you eat into the fuel that keeps you going. Because your metabolism is at the center of everything your body does, optimal metabolic health translates to a bunch of benefits, including easier weight management, improved energy levels, better fitness results, better sleep, etc. I love how Lumen gives you recommendations to improve your metabolic health. It can also track your cycle as well as the onset of menopause and adjust your recommendations to keep your metabolism healthy through hormonal shifts, so you can keep up your energy and stave off cravings. So if you want to take the next step in improving your health, go to lumen.me/Gabe to get 15% off your Lumen. That's lumen.me/Gabe for 15% off your purchase. Thank you, Lumen, for sponsoring this episode. Another person said, she's pro-masking. Deal breaker for me. Really? I just want to point out that none of these Trump supporters ever had any issues with the other vaccines that they or their children would take to prevent and treat other diseases, but thanks to Trump and his conspiracies, we now have these idiots not believing in science. Trump's selection of a doctor with little public health experience also worried some experts like Dr. Howard Markle, a medical historian who has written extensively about epidemics. Still, the Surgeon General can move public opinion on our national health with his or her reports and pronouncements. Consequently, selecting a candidate many might deride as a doc-in-the-box director without any public health credentials or experience is a time bomb without a clear idea of when the boom is going to occur. Trump supporters did not let up. They kept posting on True Social and Twitter about their disappointment. If she is pro-mask, pro-COVID vaccine, pro-lockdowns, pro-booster shots, then she is a horrible choice. This is a terrible pick. Please select someone who is objective when it comes to vaccines, someone who will make a serious inquiry into VAERS and all vaccine adverse events. We don't need a vaccine cheerleader in this critical position. I'm so disappointed. Then Trump picked Marty Makary to head the FDA, who apparently isn't anti-vax enough for MAGA. WTF? Who is advising these horrible practitioners? Bill Gates, Anthony Fauci, or someone on the board of Pfizer? Honestly, you might as well shit-can RFK Jr.'s MAGA agenda with selections like this and Dr. Marty Makary. Not very confident with this FDA pick, nor the Surgeon General. She was a big C-19 vax pusher. We need MAGA, no more Fauci or bricks.
He's been proven wrong. He speaks confidently, but he's been proven wrong. He says that, as an example, this is a common talking point on the right, that COVID vaccines actually cause myocarditis, inflammation of the heart, and that infection itself poses less of a risk. Several studies, Alex, have actually debunked that main talking point. He's just also, broadly speaking, just not qualified. I mean, this is he is an author and he's a clinician. He is not somebody who has been at all close to medical compliance, regulatory compliance, policymaking on drugs or food safety. He doesn't have any type of bureaucratic or government experience when it comes to managing a sprawling organization. So he lacks management skills, and he doesn't even have basic skills when it comes to understanding medical, legal, compliance law when it comes to these critical initiatives. And so suddenly he's going to be placed into replacing Dr. Rob Califf, who's done several stints at the FDA prior to being commissioner now. He just doesn't have the fundamental background to be in that position.
Makary also claimed that we would have herd immunity by April 2021, and as we all know, he was wrong. No to Marty Makary and no to Jeanette Nesheiwat. Another Trump supporter in 2022, Pierre Corey, said, Marty Makary. Corey was upset that Makary was not doing enough to call out this insane vaccine fraud. Keep in mind, Pierre Corey is the guy who claimed that ivermectin, an anti-parasitic medication, was a wonder drug with miraculous effectiveness against COVID. And, unsurprisingly, he got COVID. This drug does nothing to treat COVID, but that didn't stop MAGA from buying horse dewormer and uncontrollably shitting themselves in public. At this point, I'm honestly surprised that Trump hasn't nominated Dr. Stella Immanuel for some other government medical position. You might remember her as one of Trump's favorite doctors during the pandemic. She believed in alien DNA, demon sperm, and hydrochloroquine.
Yikes.
But as much as MAGA is upset in screaming at Donald Trump, I do want to raise a concern that many of us who believe in science have. People like RFK Jr., Nesheiwat, and Makary will leave us unprepared for whatever comes in the next 4 years. And just to give you an idea of what we're looking at, this is Trump's former Surgeon General, Jerome Adams. Whooping cough cases up 5 times this year. 100,000 global measles deaths, mostly in kids. H5N1 steamrolling towards pandemic status. Egg prices skyrocketing. The new administration had better have a strong infectious disease response plan, and had better ensure public health and vaccine confidence stays high, or they'll be distracted with outbreaks for 4 years, this time instead of 1. Well, that's a wrap for today. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to follow me. I am Gabe Sanchez. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to subscribe to the audio version of What Was That, perfect for when you're on the go or just relaxing. Catch every episode wherever you listen to podcasts. So until next episode, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and this has been What Was That?